Oh, hello there, guys. I didn't see you. Oh, wait 1 second. Hello, buddy. Buddy. Welcome to episode 2 of JBH Interviews. In this part 1, I invite a new vlogger to answer the most important questions ever asked. And in my previous episode, we had a vlogger from the United States, from Washington, pretty much the other side of the world for me. And this time, I'm gonna keep it a little bit closer to home. And I've invited a vlogger from my neighboring country, the Netherlands. But I'm gonna give him the chance to introduce himself to you guys, so take it away.
Yo, what's up YouTube? This is Lebrad from Lebrad Motovlogs. Thanks for joining in. A little bit about myself. I'm a Dutch motovlogger from the Netherlands. Let's go in here. Yeah, motovlogger just like JBH. And today JBH is going to be asking me some questions, and I'm going to be answering them. And later on, I'll get to return the favor. Another video, I'll be asking him some questions. So yeah, bring it on, JBH.
Alright guys, so let's kick this off with question number 1. This is pretty much a basic question that might return on every other interview episode, because it's really relevant to any motovlogger actually. Oh Jesus. So what started your interest in motovlogging? At what point did you think to yourself, wow, I want to be part of this, I want to strap a camera to my helmet and record all kinds of amazing stuff that happens to me and make a shit ton of money on YouTube?
The truth is, I started motovlogging because I wanted to meet more like-minded people. And by like-minded, I mean people who ride bikes or a bike. When I started riding about 6 months ago, I didn't know anyone who owned a bike or who rode a bike. I knew one dude via Motoforum who was also taking lessons and who also was trying to get his license, but he was still working on getting his license. So anyway, I didn't know a lot of people who own a bike or who were into bikes and stuff. So, you know, I figured that had to be a good way of meeting new people. And I knew about, you know, random meetups happening via Facebook and stuff, but I'm not really the type of dude who just goes, you know, to a strange group, you know, just like, here I am, and I like bikes too, you know. I don't do that, not without a good excuse anyway. So I figured if I strap a camera to my helmet, I figured that would be a pretty good excuse to go to those meetups, because you could be like, yeah, it's just business, you know, I'm making videos and I have a channel on YouTube, and that's why I'm here. At least you would have a somewhat solid excuse of going to complete strangers just for the sake of riding. So if I have to be frank and honest, that is the reason why I started motovlogging. Now, of course, I like the editing stuff and I like the filming stuff, and the community on YouTube is also pretty great, but that only adds to my original intent, you know, meeting more new bikers. But, you know, I get to do many things I love at once: writing, filming, editing, talking. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why. Meeting strangers on bikes.
In one of your previous episodes, I saw that you got on a ferry ride with your motorcycle. Now imagine that ferry ride would experience some technical difficulties and you would get stranded in the middle of the canal with no way off the boat, and you would have to stay there for the entire day. Now if you could choose one person on the entire world, who would you choose to spend that day with you on that ferry boat, and why?
That's a great doom scenario. Okay, anyone. Well, I've thought about it, and I don't just mean I've thought about it now. I've thought about this morning, actually, on my way to work, because this was a really hard question. Because I can only pick one person, right? Yeah, if I could pick anyone, and I'm probably going to be bending the rules a little bit, because I assume you mean anyone who's like alive, like a motovlogger or a friend or someone. If I could pick anyone, then I would probably pick J.R.R. Tolkien. For those of you, it's a bit of a nerdy choice. For those of you who don't know who he is, he wrote Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, a number of other books. And the reason why I would pick an author to be stuck with on the ferry is because that man, he didn't just write a couple of books. He like created this. It's very hard to explain to you how big it is what he created, but it's like an entire universe he created. You know, all kinds of philosophy, why things the way they are, and I think it's pretty amazing what that man managed to create out of thin air. Just languages and how they evolved over time, and I have a great respect for him for, you know, for being, I don't know, an artist like that, I guess. So I would really like to spend one day with him. Even though he's dead, I would like to spend one day with him being stuck on the ferry to ask him all sorts of questions. Yeah. And, you know, if I can't bend the rules and I can't choose him, I have to pick someone who's alive, I will probably pick Inge de Bruin. She's a swimmer. She's incredibly hot and she can swim. So, which means if the ferry sinks, you know, I'm gonna need someone who's, you know, gonna drag my ass to shore. So I would probably pick her then. Yeah, we probably won't have a lot to talk about, but, you know, we can figure out something.
Okay, now imagine that you were given the chance to work with a group of scientists, and you were given the opportunity to pitch them some ideas for them to develop some kind of software or technology to integrate into the motorcycle to make it better, faster, safer, more exciting to ride, whatever you can think of. Then what would that feature be?
Okay, so I can create something. I have a team of scientists. They're all a lot brighter than me. You know how airplanes have like, you can like pilots can see like how far up or how far down their, like the nose of the airplane is pointing, like they're, I don't know, it's either longitude or latitude, I don't know, but if it's, I have no idea what it is. I also have no idea where I'm going, but yeah, you know that thing? Well, I would like to have exactly that on your visor, and then like a warning system that kind of tells you when your tires are like about to lose traction on the road. That would be like completely awesome if you could, if scientists could make something like that. Maybe even an indicator, like, you know, the motorcycle somehow senses like there are rocks ahead and it tells you how far you can go, and if you're going too far then it kind of puts like this red alert thing on your visor. That would be really awesome, and I think a lot of bikers would be spared pain that way. And I also think a lot of bikers would, you know, have a little bit more of confidence in their skills, in their bikes too, you know, because bikes can go pretty far, but a lot of people are also, with rain and bad weather, they're kind of scared of you know, falling, which makes sense because, you know, you have less grip on the ground, but your bike can do a lot more than you think. So a system like that would be pretty great. Yeah, I want that. Let's make it happen. Yeah, bikes.
If you could recall the very first moment that you started motovlogging up until the moment where you are right now, if you could choose one moment that you experienced while vlogging, what was the most exciting, most fun, most memorable moment that you have experienced so far?
The first thing that I am thinking about is not altogether that special, but to me, it's the first thing I'm thinking about when you ask me that question. It was, I haven't been doing this for very long, but still it was in the beginning of my motovlogging. I was waiting in front of a red traffic light, and pedestrians, they were just, this was in Amsterdam, by the way, and I was waiting for the red traffic light. There were pedestrians just crossing over. At some point, the light for the pedestrians and people on bicycles, it turned red. So it was actually this woman, she was about to cross over, and she actually took a step back, like, oh, it's red, which is, I'm telling you, that is like a rare creature in Amsterdam who does that. But there was this man on a bicycle, and he was way behind her, coming onto the intersection. He was like, oh, well, you know, I don't care about red lights. So he just crossed over, but then my traffic light turned green, and I started riding slowly, and he was not even paying attention. So I'm not gonna do it here, but let's just say I revved my bike a couple of times and I gave him like a shit scare. I know it sounds completely lame, by the way. It doesn't sound funny at all, but it was, I don't know, I had a really good laugh about it. It was the way he jumped up on his bicycle. I think that was like the first footage that was like, yeah, I'm glad I got that on camera, because it's, you know, it's just one of those things that normally happen and you never get to show it to anyone because it happened and it happened, but now you have it on camera, you know, so I guess maybe that's why it's most memorable.
This is going to be a returning question as well, because it's also very relevant to every motovlogger out there. What are your plans for the future? Where do you see your channel going? Do you set yourself any deadlines to achieve a certain goal? Or let's take it a little bit more into the future, if you like. Let's say exactly 1 year from today. Where would you like your channel to be at that very moment? How would you like to have seen it evolve? Or in what way would you like to evolve it?
So, final question, where am I heading? Which makes, you know, you start asking me where I'm coming from, now where I'm heading. It's like a pretty good interview structure. It makes sense. As for the actual answer, I did not see that car. As for the actual answer, I honestly have no idea. Like I said, I started out doing this just for the sake of meeting like-minded people, bikers, and so far that's working out excellent. So I definitely want to be, you know, going in the direction I'm going in now. As for deadlines, I don't really have any. My only deadline is like 1 video a week, preferably within 7 days of my last video. And that's just a deadline, you know, that keeps me going and going and going. In about a year, if I would have to think about, you know, what do I want to see in a year from now? Where do I want to be heading? Do I want a beheading? Where do I want to go with this channel? I would probably say I would want to see on my channel a nice variety of segments or series, whatever you want to call them. They're all about bikes, about riding, but they are fun in themselves to watch. You know, I'm still learning how to make videos like more interesting to watch, but yeah, in a year from now I would probably still want to be doing the same thing as now, which is a really bad answer, I know, but better. As for, you know, the whole commercial, I know some motovloggers, they have like merchandise and they kind of make a small business out of it, but that's not for me. I just want to do this as a hobby. I want to continue enjoying making videos and sharing that with colleagues and other riders. That's just fun to do, you know. So there you have it.
Alright guys, so there you have it. Part 1 is concluded of our second episode. I want to give a huge shout out to JBH Motovlogs for wanting to do this with me and for taking the effort to answer my questions. And oh, 1 second. Where was I? Yeah, so thank you again, JBH Motovlogs. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are ready for part 2, where we switch the tables again, and JBH is going to shoot some questions to me, and I will do my best to answer them in the best way. So thanks again for watching, guys, for taking the time to watch my vlogs. And hopefully until next time, this has been JBH, signing out. Ta-ta!